Hello and welcome to a very special controversial edition of TBE. I'm Ryan.
And I'm George.
And today we're going to kick off talking about hatred. Not just hatred in general. There's enough of that going around. We don't like to promote hatred on the channel. But the game Hatred.
Yes.
Very controversial game. It was originally taken off of Steam. And now it's been put back under the green light program. Yeah, it's going to be launched on June 1st.
Okay.
GOG, on the other hand, the other game distribution store, is refusing to sell it.
Right.
What do you think about controversial games?
So let's start with Hatred while we're talking about it. Hatred, in my opinion, is no different to any other sort of violent game.
Yeah, it's not really. I suppose it's under the spotlight because of I think the developers use this to their advantage as well. Is it was announced when different sort of massacres and stuff were going on. Obviously there are some of the killings in America in the schools, and I think it was even around the time of that the killing in the cinemas. So I can see why sort of the media picked up on it. But the game, it doesn't seem that much different from the original GTAs and...
Well, yeah, I mean, it's isometric, as in it's from a third angle, as opposed to... It's not third person, it's not first person. It's one of those weird sort of isometric angles.
Hybrid sort of things, yeah.
Yeah, and it's black and white as well, which is another thing that really I picked up on, because the fact that it's black and white, you don't see any real sort of... You see violence, but you don't see the blood, you don't see the proper gore as you do see in some of these other games.
Yeah, definitely.
But GTA, GTA 5, for example, you run over pedestrians and you see their blood trails on the floor. That, in my opinion, is more violent than seeing...
And even more so now you have a first-person mode in GTA. Even I admit, I've played GTA my whole life, and I must admit it's never really fazed me too much,
right.
Sort of carjacking and all that sort of stuff. But when you suddenly see that in first person, you go up to someone, you kind of pull this old woman out of her car or something, and just start punching her, you're like... Oh God! I suddenly feel a bit grim.
Yeah, no. That was one of the things I picked up on, because you pick up a knife and you stabbing people. You're literally stabbing someone. This just doesn't feel right. This isn't a character stabbing someone. This is you doing it.
Yeah, it's kind of it just feels a lot more human when you're kind of behind the eyes.
But Hatred, like we said, is no different to any of these other games. The original GTA, a couple of games we've been playing recently. What was the one you played? Postal 2?
I played Postal 2. So Postal, the series, was kind of one of the very original controversial games. It came out, I think, 2003, and yeah, it's a pretty controversial game.
It's going postal, basically.
It's going postal, yeah. It's sort of going on that whole statement about this.
And then obviously more recently there's Hotline Miami, the Hotline Miami series, which is just a complete mess.
It's absolutely nuts. Wonderful soundtrack, but an absolute nuts game.
It's just basically imagine someone had. I'm not saying they did, by the way. I'm just disclaiming that now. But imagine someone had smoked some weed and then produced
which
a game.
You do in Postal as well. The very first part of it, you huff from a canister of petrol or something like that. So, I don't think this is good for me.
But that's why the rating system is there. There should be no game which should ever be banned. There should be no game, no movie, nothing should ever be, in my opinion, should ever be banned if the rating system exists.
Yeah,
and the fact that it does.
I mean, not only that, banning things just leads more people to want it. It happened with Manhunt, another one of Rockstar's games.
What was the other? The film, The Interview.
The Interview, yeah.
So that had huge controversy behind it, and more people went to see it. All these things, by saying we want to ban this, you're just promoting it. That's all you're doing.
The problem is, you're going to have nutters anyway, and I think that if these nutters exist, if they don't get twisted by a video game, they'll get twisted by some music. If they don't get twisted by music, it'll be a horror film or something. There will always be something which you can't really prevent it. You can only put those age restrictions in place, and to try and make sure that people are mature enough to play these games.
Speaking of people being more mature enough to play them, because most of these games are shooters. But more and more companies are trying to get into the shooter market without necessarily getting into the shooter market. Right. Does that make sense?
Sort of.
So obviously Nintendo have got they've got Splatoon coming out, which is effectively a shooter, but you shoot paintball. You shoot paintball things all over the place, and you colour things in. Essentially, it's a kids shooter. but it's still technically a shooter, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And Lego is getting into the...
No, this is what I was going to tell you about. So you're a fan of the Lego games, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I've only just started getting into them recently. They're still very sort of kiddie-ish, very touched. But someone has made a brilliant fan-made film of like all these famous shooter games like Counter-Strike and Portal, all as a Lego sort of setup, Lego character and stuff. So, I mean, look, just check out this video for it and let me know what you think.
First of all, Lego need to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I was so by like every one of those games.
The thing with that video especially is just shows how much hard work people do into making like these Lego videos and stuff.
Absolutely insane. There was another one recently. I don't want to put too many clips into this video, so I don't think we'll bother with this one. But we'll put the link in the description. But it was Master Chief from Halo crashing a Call of Duty session. It was done so well. You've got to check that video out as well.
The people of the internet have spoken. So moving on, let's talk about one of my favourite companies, Blizzard Entertainment.
Thought it might be. Check out the shirt.
Yeah, Tracer, by the way, from Overwatch. But a lot of people have been sort of saying recently, are Blizzard thinking big enough with Overwatch? Because Blizzard have always been really famous for not just their games, but for the story and the amount of effort they put behind the lore and the story behind all their characters, all their franchises. And, you know, obviously the StarCraft series has a great story that goes all the way back to StarCraft 1 back in the 90s, straight through to Legacy, which is coming out later this year. Warcraft, huge lore, probably one of the biggest lores in any MMO ever released. But the thing with Overwatch is you look at clips, you look at the way they're sort of publicising it and the way they're doing all this, and people are asking whether they are thinking big enough with Overwatch or whether it's just essentially a Team Fortress 2 knockoff. Because you've got the same character fighting against the same character, there's no real alliance / horde style thing, and it is just basically an all-out brawler. So people have been questioning it. I mean, I don't know if you've got sort of much opinion on the whole thing.
Well, I do, because of, like you said, Blizzard are known for their stories. They're known for being innovative with their games. And the problem is Overwatch is just another arena shooter, really.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Halo gets away with it because of Halo's got a long history already. Overwatch would have if it was maybe some of Blizzard's like actual known characters and that kind of thing, like they're doing with Heroes of the Storm. But at the moment, it just looks like another generic arena shooter, like I said, like Team Fortress. And then you've got the likes of Destiny, and that, which is a huge, massive multiplayer first-person shooter. So some people say they pull it off, other people don't. I am a big fan of it. I like sort of where it's going now. I didn't like the first expansion pack, but I think it's getting a lot better. But yeah, I mean, that is something truly innovative. But Blizzard with this don't really look like they're doing too much.
I mean, when it was first announced, a lot of the community said, this is just Team Fortress 2, but slightly different. Instead of with like classes, it's with characters, and each character has a different thing. But one of the things, we haven't seen much of. Now, bear in mind, this game isn't even in beta yet. It's not even publicly out to play yet. Hopefully, when it is, I will get my hands on it. But one of the things they did say when they announced it is they do care about the lore. Each character has a backstory, has a thing. But the problem is the backstory enough to keep people? Because I'm going to play it regardless, because it looks very fun.
I'm definitely going to give it a go.
It looks like the type of first-person shooter I think that will bring sort of more casual gamers, because Blizzard do that very well.
Yeah, I mean, that's what... I don't have the same criticism with Heroes of the Storm, because of, I think, the whole point of it is kind of a simplified MOBA.
Yeah. Really.
So it's a more accessible MOBA for people who don't want the time and commitment of LoL and Dota. And so I think that they're onto something good with Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Heroes of the Storm, I went to the launch party earlier this week, and here's how I got on. Hey guys, I'm here at the Heroes of the Storm launch party, and the atmosphere here is absolutely amazing. There are game tables, stages, the whole room is packed. We're gonna have some fun and we'll see what's going on. Heroes of the Storm is the new battle arena by Blizzard, which has just come out of beta. That's 20 years of characters and lore from all their franchises in one game. It takes the MOBA genre and makes it accessible to everyone. At the event we saw Johanna, the latest hero to enter the Nexus. We saw the celebration of the great community behind this game on this amazing war projection, and the night ended with some guy called Madian. So there we go guys, that is the Heroes of the Storm launch party. I will see you in the Nexus. So Heroes of the Storm is now available to download now for free. Go ahead and get your hands on that.
Yeah, and if you have played it, then let us know what you think about it in the comments. If you aren't a fan of Heroes of the Storm, then maybe you'll like SMITE. SMITE is available in a closed beta at the moment on Xbox One. I have a sneaky download code for one of you lucky people, so head to the bottom of the description and grab that.
Ooh, yeah. And if you get that, let us know who it is, and Ryan will challenge you.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll probably kick my ass. I'll take that challenge anyway. So if you enjoyed this episode, then please subscribe and like and share and all that stuff. That really helps. Yep. And hopefully we shall see you in the next episode.
Ciao.